welcome back to the OnlyAccies channel. Now, I thought I'd be coming on here after that first half and celebrating a win with some Accies fans. Of course, that has not come. Our first fan today is Alistair. Alistair, what can you say about that game? We're drawn 1 each at half time. Killie are down to 10 men, and we ultimately lose that game.
I don't even know what to say about the game. The first half, obviously we conceded an early goal, which is typical Accies fashion now. I mean, less than a minute last week, and then within 9 minutes, I think it was this week. So we seem to be having issues conceding early on. I don't know what that is. Obviously, the Eamon Brophy sending off changed the game. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking, to be honest with you. I think we were lucky to have Ogdenpo still on the pitch as well after his shocker in the bottom. Was it Finlay? He absolutely nailed him.
Yeah, he rattled him.
So he was lucky still to be on. Managed to get one back. But Dolphin actually missed the goal because the stream cut out, so I've still not seen it. You paid £12.50 to watch the game and you missed the goal.
It was actually really good. It was a header, I believe, from Sean Want. Killie keeper makes a great save. It is a really good save, but it falls back into the box, and Akima Dolphin's just the first man to fire it into the roof.
Yeah.
Not ahead, but first to react to a second ball, which, I mean, let's be honest, Akima Dolphin's had maybe the best start of the season of Hamilton players. He's been fantastic. What have you made of him since he's came in?
Dolphin, I think he's obviously came in as a right back, but that hasn't seemed to work out for him. He put it at the centre of defence, and he seems to be doing a solid job. I can't fault him at all, and he's the first person that I can remember since probably Tagliafico that's been a threat from corners. It's good to see something like that. And then Hamilton put it right back today. I thought it was an odd one, but he seemed to do well. He obviously has a bit of ability on the ball as well.
Let's be honest, it's not all positives today.
No.
Serious lack of creativity going forward, and I'm sure you obviously have seen on Twitter, Augie and Moyo getting plenty of criticism, and rightly so. I don't think either of them have started the season well.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What do you think needs to change? Do you think we need more players in? Do you think there needs to be a change in shape?
Do you know, I've genuinely no idea, because for the longest time, I think I really like Scott Martin. I think most Accies fans do. I also like Will Collar, but I think the two of them are very, very similar players, and they're both limited in what they can do. They're good at breaking down attacks and being quite rough in the middle of the midfield, but their passing ability just isn't quite there. Yeah. So I quite like Mimnock in the middle as well, because he has got an ability to play a ball. I like the style of him dropping deep between the defenders to try and start attacks rather than just lump the ball long. I do like that. I think that's a good way to change the system. Generally speaking, I think we need more midfielders that are able to play the ball. Temple, I don't know whether it's a shape or whatever, but Moyle seems to be and Ogdenpo both starting. But again, they're too similar to Collar and Martin. The two of them are very similar players, and again, they're quite limited. If you want to start one of them, have somebody who can run, or maybe who has a first touch, would be a good start.
Well, some of those first touches, man, were criminal.
Every single first touch up in the air, and it's just dead easy to defend.
Yeah, it's shocking. And you're talking about there, need somebody who can run and somebody who can maybe get in behind. We seem to have that on the bench, and we don't seem to be utilising it, and that is obviously Tunde Obalabi.
Well, I have the weird thing with Tunde is obviously you kind of think it came from, was it United City of Manchester, like name for a team, and they say it's a different level and he might not be fit enough. But then Justin Johnson, who seems to get a lot of game time, he was in the second division of the Cypriot footballing system. So is that much of a better level than where Tunde was playing? And even if he wasn't that fit, 20 minutes here or there, just give it a chance to see what he's got, because he scored a ridiculous amount of goals last year.
If you were to pick a man of the match today, who would you have chosen?
Slim pickings, to be fair, but probably Regan Mimnock. I did like him. I think that, as I said earlier, that deep line playmaker coming in, taking the ball deep, between the centre half, taking it and starting an attack. I think it worked well today because obviously Killie were down to 10 men and we had that space to do so. I don't know if we'll be able to do it other weeks because teams press is quite hard and we seem to just launch the ball. But no, I think Mimnock was good today.
And of course, as always, we're joined by Brandon. Brandon, I know you're raging, but what can you say about that game, really?
Mate, questions need to be fucking asked to Rice 100%. Before the game started, as I says in the preview, I thought Killie would win, but circumstances, we should be winning that game 110%. And they've went down to 10 men, and you'd think we'd had the 10 men. Open play again, as I mentioned preview. We don't look to be fucking causing any trouble whatsoever. our goals came for a set piece. And often again, fair dues, we've not really troubled for set pieces in previous seasons, but open play, we're not creating anything at all. And it doesn't matter if the opposition team's going down to 10 men, apart from Rangers and Celtic, you cannot let the results slide. You need to be beating teams in the same league as you if they've got a man less. Just not acceptable, mate. It's the subs as well, and I don't know what Dundee needs to fucking do. Like, I saw somebody say must have shot Brian Rice's cornflakes or something, but something must have happened, because let's be serious, it was even the way we were attempting to attack it, just nothing looked good at all, mate. It was, the flow was pish. I'm proper lost for words with the performance when they went down. I actually had a bit of confidence when Brophy get sent off, and nah, it's not good enough, mate. Not good enough.
And it's not even a case of, we spoke in the preview, we can't blame the COVID situation for this, because we had a strong lineup. It's not as if the team was full of youngsters or anything. We had a fairly strong 11.
Our 11, mate, the 11 that we talked about before the preview was pretty much spot on for what that actually was, and we didn't even take Monroe out the equation because he might have had the negative test. So, no, like, Rice will probably maybe use that, and I really hope he doesn't use that, because he'll just get a even bigger backlash if he does use that sort of excuse. But it's just not acceptable, mate. The performance were better when they had 11 men, and we weren't even good when they had 11 men. Open play, or just the whole dynamics of everything was just woeful. There's no really much in-depth analysis you can go on about it. We were just fucking shite.
And I hate to ask, if you could pick a man of the match, who would that be?
Surprisingly enough, if I was to go for a man of the match, I'd probably say I thought Sean Want was good. Just the way he was picking up their counter-attacks and the scraps with everyone. There was not much he could really do in the fucking attacking side of things, but he was breaking up play quite well, breaking up their counter-attacks, but there wasn't really much choice for me to make a man of the match. Martin, that was probably Martin's best game of the season. Which isn't giving him fucking praise because he's been woeful the whole season, but I'd probably say that was his best game of the season. But no, if I was to pick a man of the match, I'd probably say Sean Want, even maybe Fulton, which is embarrassing saying that when they've got fucking 10 men.
I know.
They've attacked us far superior than we did attack them, and it was just horrendous, mate, and questions definitely need to be asked.
Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some more Accies content. Let us know in the comments or over in our social medias, which are linked in the description, what you thought of the games. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your week.